Okay, good afternoon or good evening, everybody. So I'm going to go over some of these lessons that some of you were asking me about. Actually, I'm going to give you the solution. All right. So here we go. Um, Here we have a triple double. I put this answer up before. I didn't put it all the way through, but there was a problem when I finally tried to get this fixed. I left this with a Boolean triple double is true. I got an error message, and the error message was telling me pretty much that I already declared it. So there was no need for me to put Boolean triple double is true because that's already been declared up here. So if you watch that video and it still wasn't making any sense, that's why I should explain that a little bit more. If you ran through that problem and fixed it and you're good, okay. But if you got stuck there, then I apologize for that. I didn't realize that until today when somebody was asking me about these problems right here. So this is the answer, guys. This is the solution. And Boolean, once you declare your variable, you no longer need to declare it anymore. It's already been declared. You just kind of continue using that variable. All right. All right. So here's the next one. All right. So the for loops. For loops, you're just going to use that method to repeat an action over and over again until it no longer exists. So for this one, we're going to declare a variable in I is 0. So 0 is less than 1,000. And every time it checks for that condition, okay, as long as it's true that it's less than 1,000, then here it is. All right. And what it is here's you're initializing your action right here. This is you're initializing what you're calling, and integer I is 0. 0 is I. That's typed in. That's your initialization. It's like when you write it up here at the top by itself. Then within this parentheses, you're going, okay, if 0 is less than 1,000, so now you're testing your condition. You're testing to see if it's true. If this is true, then I want you to go ahead and increment by 1. So it's going to update this solution. It's going to update itself, and it's going to run that. All right. So that's what this is. That's the answer. You guys write that down, okay? So now this one coming up, same thing. For loop, but this time now they want us to increment. This is an operator that you may not be familiar with. We've worked on it a little bit, but not too much. All right. So this is a little tough one. All right. It starts getting a little tougher. Int I, we're initializing our statement, right? So I is 1. Type in. So 1 is less than 100. As long as 1 is less than 100, it's going to repeat this, right? So here's saying that 1. Okay, so this is confusing. I don't like the way they wrote this, guys, to be honest with you, because this number it's gonna update. So it's gonna update to that number. All right, and it's gonna update in an even number, and it's gonna continue as long as this number. So it's gonna go 1. Is that it's gonna increment twice. 2. It's gonna increment twice. So that's gonna be 4, right? 3. That's gonna be 6. 4. It's going to be 8 because it's incrementing right here in a loop by itself. It's updating, initializing, it's checking the condition, right? It's testing it, and if it's true, it's going to update. All right, and it's going to do that on the evens up to 100. All right, hope I didn't confuse you, but that's what it is. Next one, factorial, same thing. You're going through the same process, a little more harder now. We're declaring our variable and initializing it. So we declared it and we initialize it up here. So 1 is number type in. Here we have this string of information that's going to be stored in the read int method. All right, it's going to hold it in memory. That's going to be assigned to a fact variable that we named it. We could have named that anything we wanted to. All right, so that's fact type int. Now you're saying that you're going to run your for loop, right? You're going to initialize your statement so that in I, all right, in I, that's never been declared, right? Remember, is fact. So whatever number you grabbed here from the user, it's going to be here. It's going to be stored in here. That's type in. And let's say it's a 2, all right? So 2 is not going to be that. As 2 is greater than 0, all right? This is now it's testing. Then an update. All right, so it'll update. It stays as says 2, right? It's not. It should be decreasing. So let's say it's 0. Then it goes down here, right? that number that we grabbed from here now, that it updated, because it's kind of stayed the same because it was bigger than 0, so it came back here. And now number 1, okay, it's going to be multiplied, and whatever number is here is going to get put back in here. I know it's confusing, so let's test it out. Let's see if I'm even on the right path of explaining this to you guys. So I said 2, right? So let's see what happens. 2 is it should bring it down any day now. This is a tougher one only because, and see, it's just stuck. This is going slow. This one is what's happening here. You got this number. Anything you have on this side, you have this here that goes in here that comes back around to number 1. All right, that's like a little loop that it runs on its own. Okay, and it's not doing. I don't know what's going on with this, but anyways, this is the correct answer, guys. You guys go ahead and write that down. We'll do these a little bit more down the line. This, what throws it off is because you're adding that you're decreasing your value, but it stays the same because it's 2 greater than 0, so it stops. And so that 2 is here now. That's going to go into number, so that actually would be 2 times. Anyways, I hope I didn't confuse you guys. This is a hard one to cover. Let me go number 10. And I don't even like the answer I gave you guys. That's kind of horrible. I mean, write the answer down. It's the right answer, but I just didn't explain it the best way I should have. I wish we were using that because it might be better, but it's okay. This is a good little challenge right here for us. And believe me, they tripped me up too. Here we're declaring a variable and initializing, and I is 0. So I is 0. So while 0, so while 0 is less than or equal to a 500, so while that condition exists, then it's going to print out that line, right? I, 0. And that I that's here, it's going to now be, it's going to increment by the value of 2, the even number. So it's going to go that into that, right? And it's going to start going in a loop right here. 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'll just keep doing that. So if we were to run that, I should do that. And I don't know what's wrong with my computer, why it's going so slow. There it is. So yeah, I just kept going by Z. So start at 0, 0, 0, and then it increments, or it adds a 2, 4, 6, 8, because it keeps going in a loop right here. This is your loop method right here. Okay. So just remember that anything you have, when you run with this operator, we've got plus, equal, times, equal, divide, equal. All it's doing, it's grabbing the number that's on the left hand side. It places it, it checks, it places it here, and then it brings it back, and it puts whatever number you have here. It's gonna put it back over here. So it goes in a cycle. It's confusing. I may not even be explaining it the best way, but just remember that's all it is. It's it goes up one, I guess you could say. It's like increment I plus plus. Remember the I plus plus when you do your update on your for loops. It's kind of like that. This does it once. That's gonna do whatever value is holding on the right hand side. That's kind of what you're doing. Hope I did not confuse anybody. Just write this answer down for 2.104. All the answers I gave to you guys, just go in and, or not even answers, solutions. All right, I've given you the solutions to the problem. Go in and write them down. If you're real close and you kind of now see, oh, I see what's going on, then that's what they're there for, to help you out. So if you guys need more help with some more problems, let me know. I'll start putting up the videos a little sooner for you guys. That way you're not struggling. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.